Hello. Thank you for coming. This is Angela Thomas with Improve Your Mind, Balance Your Emotional Wealth. I am a mindset coach. I have coaching available. If you follow my links below, feel free to check out my pages. That way you can get personalized coaching based on what you are trying to achieve. So, today we're going to talk about law of attraction, law of assumption. As I've said before, I feel they're both the same because either way you have to feel your way to it. And law of assumption, Abraham Hicks taught that by feeling it, your desires will come in. And law of assumption, now Neville Goddard taught that by assuming that your desires are true and feeling the living in the end of those desires, therefore you get it. Either way, it's the feeling of it all. Therefore, balance your emotional wealth on how you want to feel. Today, I'm particularly wanting to talk about paradigm shifts. These are frequently discussed within multiple different spiritual communities. More on that later. In particular, I am going to discuss the 3D, 4D, and 5D. So 3D is actually current reality on what you think you are seeing. In other words, behind me is a beautiful sunset in the water. I'm sitting in front of a picnic table. And this is actually what I can see and feel and touch. But let me give you an example. Your eyes decide what you see. But if you were to revisit it with a camera, the camera will see something else that the mind doesn't recall, or that the mind told itself something differently. Have you ever looked back on a photo that you took, say several years later, and you feel that you have distinctly remembered what happened there, and then all of a sudden you look at the photo and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't know so-and-so was there. I don't recall them being there, but there in the photo, they clearly were. And that's 3D, and how programming your mind differently, you can see what you want to see, or you can change what you saw. Now, 4D, the fourth dimension, is not seen. It is more along, you can trace it by going perpendicular to the third dimension, the dimension that you feel that you're in right now. Mystics use this term as where spirits live, beings outside our actual touching, feeling spectrum, to the perception beyond the third D, which is what we live in. Einstein called it time. Neither of them are necessarily incorrect. They're just a spectrum that we don't see. In the fifth dimension, this is actually referred to as an awakening dimension. It's a spiritual growth, mystical, or nirvana. Physicists say there could be up to 10 dimensions, but for the sake of law of attraction and assumption, let's leave it at the third degree, fourth degree, and fifth degree. Fifth dimension. So a lot of times, if you are listening to others or you've done any reading yourself, you'll find that they're frequently talking about you want to shift your realities. You want to shift yourself out of the current 3D that you're in and into a different 3D. Using Einstein, that means shifting yourself to a different timeline. Using the mystics, this is connecting to another spirit, another realm. Using metaphysical terms, in the fifth dimension, connecting to a higher plane, a higher level of yourself. Shifting realities is shifting your mindset, because everything occurs in our minds. We are multidimensional beings, and our mind creates our realities in many ways. Whenever we are talking about paradigm shifting, living in the end, We're talking about changing those neurons in our pathways to make it different. This can be explained in scientific terms as chemical processes of the body and of the mind, dopamine, adrenaline, etc., by changing how they react or the memories that are associated with that. Then therefore you will get that paradigm shift from within the mind. Ultimately, do the terms really matter? Law of assumption, law of attraction, science, any of the above? It doesn't. What matters is the reality that you want to be in, the life that you are creating for yourself, your desires, what you want to feel, think, see, experience. So if you want to experience wealth, as we've mentioned before, how would that feel? What is wealth to you? Are we just talking financial wealth? If you're talking financial wealth, what would it feel to you to say, I can buy anything I want in this world? Or I could give willing to any charity I wanted in this world? That's what we're looking to do. If you're looking at having a romantic love interest, how would you feel in that love? What would that relationship consist of? How does it feel? What does it look like? How do you desire it? And live in that end of having that desire, of having the spouse that you've always wanted, or children, or whichever that means. If there's, on a side note, there's many types of love. Greeks actually have 5 different terms for love. We'll go on to that in a different way, but in this case, we're talking about romantic love. Let's say we were wanting to talk about relationships with people as a whole. If you are looking for a harmonious relationships, pleasant relationships with people that you interact with, how would that feel to you? How would it smell? How would it look? How would it taste? Every bit of that is what's going to shift you into your different dimensions and out of the 3D, because the 3D is only part of reality. Open yourself up to all of them. Live in the end of what you desire. Also in law of attraction, law of assumption, people talk about wanting wealth, health. Let's discuss health for a moment. Instead of thinking of how your health is currently, if you have a health issue, think of how it will be in the future, or how it is in the different reality, how you're always healthy. Everything works out so easily for you. Everything manifests easily for you. It's easy for you to shift into a new dimension because your mind is your mind and you are God in your own reality, and therefore you can create whatever you want in partnership with God, which is yourself. And everything comes from within. So make sure that if you want to do a paradigm shift, realize it's focusing from within, and then it will come from without. It will be a mirror to yourself. So remember, this is Angela Thomas. I am with Improve Your Mind, Balance Your Emotional Wealth. I will be doing another video shortly that has to do with different belief systems. I look forward to having you watch that one as well. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I would love to hear from you if there's something that you would like me to focus on, or how this 3D, 4D, 5D relates to you. Please do so in the notes sections below. And I really enjoyed speaking with you today, and thank you again. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and let's work on getting you to the dimension you want to be in. Balance your emotional wealth. Thank you.